Hello, I'm Karen, and in today's video I'm going to be sharing with you how to make these lovely little angel wing slippers. Okay, I did design them with the idea of actually hanging them on your Christmas tree. That's why they've got the tassels on, but they are also really lovely if you make them in just one colour, or you can do like a Christmassy version. This one's much more difficult, but it is doable. Or go for something just where we've just got just a plain red. Okay, all right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to make these ones. So I'm using my white sparkly yarn, 4mm crochet hook, and so let's begin. So we're going to begin with chain of 6. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Into the second chain from the hook, we're going to work the single crochet if you're in the US, or the double crochet if you're in the UK, and we're going to make 3 of them like that. Is that in focus? Can you see? Into the next stitch we're going to work another of the same stitch, so that's a single crochet. Into the next one we're going to go up to the half double or half treble, and the next one is going to be a double if you're in the US, or a treble if you're in the UK. And we're going to use that same stitch for the final chain, and we're going to work 7. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, oops a daisy, and 7. I'm just going to just move that tail end out of the way. I should have done that earlier really. So now we've got one of the stitches is showing that it's open like that, so we're going to work the same stitch into that one there. Then we're going to go down, and so into the next one we're going to do the half double or half treble. Into the next chain along we're going to work the single or the double, and then if you look closely at your work, just here there is actually a space, and we're going to work 2 of the single or double depending where you're from in that stitch there, and then we're going to slip stitch into the first single crochet to join. So it'll look like that. So now you're going to do, so round 2 is chain 1, we're going to yarn over, go into the same stitch we've already worked, yarn over, pull through, so you've got 3 on your hook. Then you're going to put your hook into the next stitch along, yarn over, pull through, so you've got 4 on your hook, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. Okay, so that is realistically I think that's either a double 2 together or half double crochet 2 together, but we're not using it like that. So what we're going to do is going to go into the same stitch we've worked, yarn over, pull through, put your hook into the next stitch, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 3, and we're going to keep doing this all the way around, and this creates this stitch so it looks more puffy, and it overlaps the stitches slightly as they go together. So, and by the time you've done this round you'll have 18 of these stitches, and I'm just going to just quickly get myself all the way around there. I would normally count, but I started chattering, so yep. But yeah, so I did, ooh, okay, that's come undone. Yeah, so I've been working on some new patterns, and this was the smallest that I could do, which was as close to the bigger sizes that I was doing, but I didn't get them all finished yet, and I'm typing up all of the patterns. But for this one what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the pattern in the description box, So this is one of those ones where it's, I say, these are lovely little things to do for Christmas trimmings, for little gifts. You could do these for christenings as well, or baby showers, or something like that, just as a little treat, so that they're obviously without the wings. The wings are for obviously for Christmas and bereavement, and if you have suffered a bereavement, I really am sorry. I do understand it can be very traumatic. But right, so we're right near the end. So if you was counting your stitches as you was going round, you'd be on 17. The 18th stitch, you go into there, and then you're using this slip stitch from the very first round to finish that stitch into there. I hope this has stayed in focus. And then now you've, because it's white, it's really difficult yarn to see. So you want to do is you want to slip stitch into the first of these stitches that you've made. So you'll see that you've got this. If I pull that there, that is the slip stitch that I'm actually been working into. Then there's a chain, and then there's the top 2 strands of that one. So you want to slip stitch to join into there, and then turn it all the way around. And at this point, I like to get the tail end and pull the tail end through as well. Oops, get the right tail end there. And then the next round is effectively the final round of the slipper. So now what we're going to do is we're just going to work the single crochet stitch if you're in the US, and a double crochet if you're in the UK, and we're working 6. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. And then you're going to work 2 together 3 times. So you're going to go into your work, catch hold of your yarn, go into the next stitch, catch hold of your yarn again, yarn over, pull through all 3. So that's 1. We're doing the same again. So that's 2, and then we've got 1 more of these to do. So that's 3, and then we're going to work 6 more single crochet or double crochet to the end. So that's 2, 3, oops, 3, 4, 5, and then the final stitch is actually going to be the slip stitch from the previous round. So you work that into there, and then you're going to slip stitch to the first single crochet to join, which is dropped down slightly like that, and then you're going to cut off your yarn. By the way, I do advise for this pattern you do leave your longer tail ends, okay, because you are going to need them for later on. So that is, whoops daisy, that is all that was, the basic little slipper, which is not quite shaped right. There we go. And now what we're going to do, I'm going to show you how to sew the tail ends in. You need to sew your tail ends in first before you do the next bit. So we're going to get the tail ends sewn in. So to make this end nicer here, all I did is I went underneath the next stitch and back out and just pulled that together, just so that that makes that edge nice and neat there. And then down the sides of these stitches here, if I can get in, we're just going to just pull that thread through there. Careful you don't pull this too tight. So that's that bit done. And then this tail end I'm going to show you, because at the bottom of the actual slipper you will notice that there is the hole, you know, because we've worked into the sections. So you've got this hole here, and also on one of the sides it makes a noticeable hole. So with this tail end, what you can do is you can put that through, and it is just the way that the stitches fall. There's nothing we can do to actually stop that from happening. So we can come into there like that. This is if you're doing the same colour yarn. If you're doing different colour yarn, you can't come up the same way, because what I was going to do is come up into that stitch there. But if you've changed over yarn, that'll be a different colour. So what you can do is you can just come across and just join these stitches so that they just got just that bit of yarn between it, just to help eliminate that hole. And don't cause yourself another hole on your way back. I'm just going to go up here now, and this very end piece where you've got the crisscross, you can actually just put another stitch in there just to make that really nice at the end there, like that. And then I'm going to just cut these ones off there. So that is your basic little slipper. There we go. And then what you're going to do is you're going to, for the little bow at the front, you're going to get your hook. You've got your stitch right at the very front just there, so you're just going to go into that one and into that one. You see where that is? Yeah. And you get your whatever colour it is that you're actually doing your bow with, and you have this too long and you make your bow too big to start off with. So oops, I feel like I've gone all fingers and thumbs. So you pull that nice and tight there, and then make the bow. So by having it long, so you can make it so it's nice and easy for you to handle. And then you get the two ends, you pinch them together and pull those really tight to make this centre bit go tight. And put your thumb onto there and then pull one of your tail ends, and so that it's gone smaller, and then get the other tail end, pull that over the top, then put your thumb on it and pull that down the other side, and that will help you get your loops so that you get those about the same sort of sizes. I'm not going to mess about too much with it to try and get it to be perfect, because obviously it is, we've got time on our there we go. Right, so whoops, can we see that? We've lost its focus. So that's got its main little bow on, so that's your main little slipper just as it is. Then to do the wings, you need to begin again with a fresh strand and do a chain of 4. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4. I've lost my tension, hang on. Now you're going to yarn over your hook twice. Oops, sorry, went off the camera. Go into the first chain, yarn over, pull through 2, pull through 2, and pull through 2, and then yarn over twice, go into the same space and do another one. This is a treble crochet if you're in the US, or a double treble if you're in the UK, and you need to make 3 of those, and then a chain 1 at the end, and then cut off, make sure you've got good lengths of tail ends for this one, because you need them. Okay, so they've got to be at least as long as your hook, if not a little bit longer. Now what you're going to do is, with the tail end that you've finished with, you're going to thread it onto your needle. I know this is a lot of fiddling about things, but it's worth it. And then you're going to go into the chains, and we're doing a whip stitch here. We're going to go over this. So you want to go over there and then into the next chain along, or the next part of your stitch. It's not really chains on this one. And into there. And then this one here, come up through there, and then you're going to go in through, so the hole where you've got the beginning stitch, where you put that back through there, then you pull the beginning end tight, pull that end tight that you've just done, take both of your threads off the needle, and then you're going to actually add them now, both of them, back onto the needle. And if I can thread them both through. Okay, so I've got those onto my needle. So this wing, I like to go to do this wing this side first, because it's the most fiddly one. So what you're going to do is, you're going to, where you did your slip stitch join at the end, you're going to put your needle straight through to the inside of the actual slipper, and then pull your wing to the slipper. I've lost one of my tail ends, there we go. So that's actually there. So then it is, I say, it is a bit fiddly, and then what you're going to do is you're going to go back in through the actual slipper and back through the center of the actual wing. Sometimes if you catch this wrong, you will just pull the wing straight off because you've not done it right. So that's one side on, and then pull that off. I've made the other wing already. I'm sorry, my camera feels like it's just a little bit. There we go. Is that better? I hope this has been in focus. There we go. And then we're going to thread this needle there. So now what this one goes on back to front, so this one's actually easier. So you've got the points going up to the top. Go into the slipper, same place you went with the other one, pull this through like that, pull that into place. Then you're going to come back through your slipper, make sure you're catching hold of something inside your slipper, and then back into the middle of the actual wing where the tail ends came through together, and pull that. See, I went through exactly the same place. I said you have to be careful, you have to catch hold of it, it's really fiddly. Right, I'll try that one again. The chances of you actually completely missing it are amazing. So I'm going to go into the middle of the slipper, catch hold of some of the part of the slipper this time. I'm going around that loop there and then go into there and then pull that through, and that is definitely attached. Now you're going to tie these into a knot there, so they're nice and secure, and then do a second knot over there, and that gives you the nice little bump in the middle. Then you're going to get your tail ends, thread them back onto your needle. I know this one is involving quite a bit of sewing, but there. Then you're going to come through the actual wing and go into the side of the slipper, into these top stitches, and pull that through, and make sure that you've pulled it all through, that you haven't accidentally left a lump behind, because once you cut it off you can't actually undo that lump. And then we're going to get the other side excuse me, there, and then back in through the actual middle of your wing, or through a point of your wing, and then into the stitches down the side here, there, and pull that through there, and then cut that one off. And then we've just got the final little bit to do. So we need another one of your strands. This is your hanging strand. You're going to thread the two tail ends through the needle, if I can do it. I can't get my needle threaded today. There we go, it's coming through. Be careful you don't, because it's only small. Then what you're going to do is, so you see where you've done that knot in the middle, you're going to come underneath with your needle, hold on to the looped end just so that you don't lose it, and pull it all the way through. Pull that and pull your little tail endy bits through. And I feel like that stitch is not done quite right, but never mind, there you go. And then you loop that through there, and that causes that to hang on to there. I think realistically, because I'm doing it on camera, I've not done my stitching quite right, even though I told you that's how to do it. But we've got the wings into place, and there you go, you have got yourself a beautiful little slipper. Okay, so thank you for watching, thank you for liking, thank you for sharing, thank you for subscribing. I'm sorry my focus is really bad, but let's bring these other little slippers in. Okay, there we go. All right, bye for now.